there, horror fans! I'm your host, Douglas here at Drumway Productions, bringing you another Screaming Ghostface Collector's video. For today's video, we have some really awesome pieces, some newer stuff that's not as exciting, but they were some random odds and ends that I was missing to fill in parts of the collection. But there are a couple of really incredible pieces, one of which I've been after for a very long time and I've never owned before. So instead of hyping it up, let's go ahead and dive right into this. Here we have the new to 2022 10 light Ghostface string light set. As you all know, Ghostface is no stranger to being turned into string lights. However, the previous ones were normal, like Christmas lights, kind of a bulb cover with Ghostface printed on both sides. They're fine, but they were very fragile, very easy to break, even in the packaging. I have one that's brand new in the packaging and has some broken. These are made out of plastic. They are a much sturdier, it looks like, plastic. But as far as appearance, man, these are really, really disappointing. I'm actually kind of surprised these were ever approved by Funworld and sold to the public. Because if you look on the box here, it looks like we have an average, normal shaped Ghostface mask. No problems there. But if you look at the actual product, it has like a massive, massive nose. I don't know what's the deal with it, but the nose is like bigger than the mouth to some degree. Not like in lengthwise, but it's just pretty massive. I don't know why they sized it like that. Very odd. If you guys can't see it in this footage, don't worry. I will be sure to give you guys some close-ups at the end of the video, but kind of disappointing. This also does have, instead of the As Seen in Scream branding, it actually has the Scream 2022 logo there, which is kind of interesting. It has 2021 Paramount Pictures copyright, and the back, pretty much just copyright text. If you actually want to see these work, of course it does have a Try Me, and the Try Me works here. I don't know how well you can see it, but there it is. Not massively impressive, but nonetheless, like I said, it was a piece I was missing here in the collection, so I'm happy to add it. Alright, next up we have a few items that I traded for from a fellow fan and collector, Mr. Dylan Summit. Let's go ahead and take a look at the non-mask related stuff first. He did send over, as extras, a couple of these cavity color bookmarks. One of them is from Trick or Treat, and the artwork on it is amazing. Of course, done by Mr. Samhain 1992, I do believe is the date, 1992. It's probably on here somewhere. On the back, maybe. Alright, surprisingly, the artist's name is not on there, but still, I guarantee you've seen his work. It's absolutely amazing. You probably already follow him on Instagram. If you don't, I'll put his name on screen now. And the other one is from the movie Haunt, which I still have yet to see. I don't know if it's any good or not. You guys let me know in the comment section down below. And if you have any other horror movie recommendations, please let me know. I've actually been kind of slacking recently and haven't been watching too much new or older stuff I haven't seen, so I'm always open to recommendations. We got a couple of Cavity Color Monster Club stickers. Of course, those will go right on the door. Next up, we have a package of photos here, and it looks like Dylan sent over a bunch of pictures of his Ghostface cosplay. I will probably like kind of thumb through those or show you guys close-ups after the fact, but there's some nice ones with a chrome mask, one of him with the MTV Scream Killer costume put together, and of course, a nice one with the K&B. And for the last, non-mask related item, we have a very simple Ghostface Lives pin. Now apparently this is a limited edition pin and only 1,000 of these were made. I'm not a massive pin collector, obviously masks, props, costumes, artwork, more so my thing, but of course I still do find them really, really cool, and I appreciate something like this that is a limited edition piece. Now, as for the mask I got from Dylan, it's a new one, it's pretty simple, but still one I absolutely did miss out on. Here we have the glow-in-the-dark ultra white that came out this past year via Spirit Halloween. This is pretty much just a standard ultra white mask, exactly the same as any other ultra white, except it glows in the dark. And I have not tested the glow of this copy in particular, but from what I've seen, these glow pretty damn strong. They are a really, really nice glow effect. And the most comparable thing to them is the Asda Glow. You may have heard of this before or not, but Asda is a store, and they did provide, back in the day, a glow-in-the-dark version of the Ultra White. They're incredibly awesome masks, and I actually won a giveaway for one a while back, but was never sent my winnings. So this is the closest thing I have to an Asda Glow, except for the Collector's Edition Ultra White Mold Mask. Some of you may recall, that was an ultra white that did glow in the dark, but it had the collector's edition style shroud. This is pretty much the same thing, but with no collector's edition style shroud. So nothing crazy, nothing too notable, but still a really cool mask, and I'm really happy that Phone World is making glow-in-the-dark versions of these masks again. I wish they kind of would have been doing that the entire time for the regular ultra whites, but I would presume adding the glow does make it a bit more expensive, which is why these retail for about $13, and normal ultra whites used to be $5. It really depends on where you find them these days. Alright, and that does it for everything from Dylan. A nice little package indeed. The next one, however, is going to be pretty intense. This is the one I'm really excited about checking out. The next box, and it is a full box, is full of Ghostface masks. So many cool pieces in here, and this is all coming to us from fellow fan and collector Phil McLean. I recently did a trade with Phil, and this is my part of the trade. Right on top, we have a sadly kind of crushed MTV Scream Brandon James mask, original Fun World version. I'm not sure if this actually got crushed during the shipping. Obviously the box is a little crushed, but yeah, this thing's a bit beat up now. It's cracked on the side. I don't think it was that bad beforehand, but if it was, oh well. This actually does have a Spirit Halloween tag inside, so I guess this was one that was sold at Spirit. Not that there's necessarily any difference between them, but still, really, really cool to have, I guess, an extra one of these. I do have a tagged one, luckily. And let's keep moving right along. Lots of nice orange bubble wrap. Whew. And right on top, we have the piece I've been wanting for years and years. I can't wait to lay hands on this thing. This is so cool. Guys, what we have is an incredibly rare. This is possibly one of the rarest mask variants out there. I've only seen maybe, I think, 4 of these total. 2 tagged and 2 untagged to ever surface. So pretty damn rare piece, but a very odd one indeed. Here we have what we call the deluxe, I guess, T-stamp. Of course, the mask here, as stated, is a T-stamp, but the shroud attached to it is what makes it really, really weird. You kind of have foam up here in the hood, and then at the bottom, it's all triangle cut. Now, as far as we can tell, as far as we've seen throughout the years, this is the only style Ghostface mask that was ever made like this. Very, very interesting shroud. Looking inside the shroud, it does have a tag on it, but of course there's no date. This would have been a pre-manufacturing date mask. And I do believe that these were released during the Fearsome Faces era or the ASIS era. The tag, I believe, technically does say Fearsome Faces, but it's a very unique tag. It's a one-of-a-kind tag with a one-of-a-kind tag image. I would like to learn more about these in the future if possible, but really there's not a whole lot of info regarding them. I don't know if it was specially made for a certain store, if they were a very limited run, what the purpose was to try this style shroud, but I really like it. It's a really, really cool mask. Like I said, very unique. That's probably one of the reasons why I like it. And very elusive. Very, very rare. Still, we have some other cool stuff to take a look at in here, but by far, in my opinion, this is the coolest item we're taking a look at today. I cannot wait to get this thing stuffed and on the shelf. Continuing right along, we have a TD stamp. It looks like this is a glow-in-the-dark TD, which is very nice. Just a little bit of dirt here on the forehead, but I mean, it's nothing that a wet wipe couldn't take away. It's not severe staining or anything. Check and see if it has a date inside. I do not see a date on the tag, so I guess this could possibly be an earlier mask. It could be a little bit closer to the Scream 4 era, but I'm thinking it's possibly an earlier mask. Regardless, always great to have a nice reshoot on hand. Next up, we have a mask which I do already own, and I'm not sure how these two would compare in quality, but we have a copper metallic MK. Now, when I initially saw this, I thought maybe it was the red version, because there are red versions of the MK. One that's like a very bright cherry red, one that's more of a metallic red. I thought this may have been the metallic red version, but unfortunately, it was the copper. But still, this is a pretty nice copy as far as I can tell. There's really no damage to the shroud, no damage to the eye mesh or anything. However, there is one pretty unsightly manufacturing error. It looks like maybe some water or something was on the mask whenever they were applying the black, because there was a bubbled up area in the mouth paint there, and it's just kind of like pulled up and flaking away. I have never seen that before with the Ghostface mask, so that's very, very peculiar. But overall, these are still really nice masks, and I mean, if I do have a duplicate, Now I have something I can trade to someone else to get a mask I don't have. And finishing this up, these next few items are nothing too crazy, but they are kind of sought after these days. Here we have not one, not two, but 3 EU. And it looks like all 3 of these are different mold types. For those of you watching who don't know, just like the Gen 1 and the Gen 2, the EU masks also do have different mold variants as well. Quite a few of them actually. But I've never really tried to collect all of them, and I'm not sure if I'm really going to try to do that now. I may end up just keeping these as is, just as a nice EU mask, or I might end up turning it into several different versions of the Scream 6 mask, because there are many, many versions of the Scream 6 mask. Overall though, I don't know if I'd want to paint on these because they are really nice copies. No significant stains, damage to the shroud or the mask otherwise. This one actually still has part of the original tag stuck in the shroud. Look at that. You can see part of the plastic tab where somebody just yanked the tag right off the mask. I almost forgot about this one entirely, and this is something else I do not have. Here we have a thankfully opened fiber optic Ghostface mask. Of course, it shares the same mold as the glowing blood, the normal bleeding, and a couple of other light up masks, but this is the fiber optic. I've never owned one, as I've just stated, and I wonder if this one's got batteries in it. No, it doesn't. I do believe he said it works, so we're going to go ahead and try that out, and if it works, we'll show you guys here at the end of the video. And to end it off, we have a couple of not so impressive "What's up?" costume masks. Again, nothing too impressive, and they're actually a little bit dirty, but you know, it'd be some fun stuff to just give away in the future. It's nothing too crazy. I don't have any incomplete costumes that need these, so I figured this would be something great to either give a new Ghostface fan who's starting out their collection, or just in general, maybe to give a Ghostface fan who doesn't have a "What's up?" And with that being said, guys, that pretty much covers it for today's video. We had a very, very nice haul. Some very cool masks, including a couple of styles that I did not own that were missing from the collection. Of course, the most exciting to me was that deluxe style T-stamp mask. That thing is so rare and so cool, so unique. Let me know in the comment section down below which mask from today's video was your favorite. I hope you guys enjoyed it all. I hope you're ready for Scream 6. I love you all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.